Modboss is back, motherfucker.
Welcome to my laboratory. My name is Will. I'm the Mod Boss. What is this? This is a multi-camera live broadcasting music studio. I'm the camera guy, the lighting guy, engineer, I'm the beat maker, write the scripts, I edit the videos, and I host the show
in real time.
Best I can. And a lot of you are here just to find tutorials and informative content. So I want to say thank you. I'm going to do another tutorial series, another tutorial live stream. If you have a question, you can just leave it in the comments. I'll get to it on the next show. On today's episode, we're going to do some advanced work with the Mpc X and using the Akai force. Also, Ableton will be also integrated into this. And if you need a little help with the MPC, then I would check out Modbosses 1 through 4. They'll definitely get you up to speed. If you have some basic questions, I'm sure they'll get answered along the way as well. I'm standing by. We're about to get this started right now. What's up? Thank you for being here. My name's Will. Whoa, not ready for that yet. So it's been a little bit since I did the Mod Boss. And we got to get back to the swing of things a little bit. So what we do is some tutorials on here. And really, this is for not really beginner stuff, but what we want to do is try to carry through what I started with Modboss episodes 1 through 4. So you can find those on my channel, but also I'll put this one in a playlist. And then as I go forward, the Modboss stuff can just kind of stay in the same place. So what do I mean but when I say advanced workflow? Well, with these machines, there's a lot of different ways you can use them. There's a lot of back and forth. You can do a lot of resampling within one machine. Basically, both machines have the same types of functionality for the most part. One obviously has a much bigger screen. One has many more buttons. One has a lot more knobs. So finding the most efficient workflow to be creative, to make interesting, make things more dynamic. That's really what I'm trying to do. And, I don't know everything about all of this equipment. So part of this will be me getting a chance to, do a more formal breakdown. On the raw, I do a lot more long format videos, and the long format videos are more or less me kind of just being creative. And what I want to do here on Modboss episode 5 and beyond is to slow it down just a little bit so that people that have these types of equipment, whether it's an Mpc X Live, a Touch, even if it's just the software, that I can hone in on some specific things that I find interesting about these machines and share them, because really, everybody uses things a lot differently, and I haven't really seen anybody using these machines the way I use them. And I'm kind of at the point where I feel like music is almost making itself at this point. So everything I do is intentional. When you hear something that sounds like shit, it's intentional. But I don't have the most perfect ear. So maybe what I am meaning to do doesn't sound good for you, but that's okay. In my past Modboss episodes, I focused more on tutorial, not about the audio, not about the music, not about the quality of what I was doing. This time I want to do it differently. I want to actually try to put forth a good effort with the compositions, because if I'm whipping through this and I am going to do a track from start to finish. It may take a couple episodes, but I don't want to like overwhelm. I want to give people a chance to leave information for me to kind of go over, so that the next time I go, I can address some things that I might have missed. So this is absolutely educational. I've done a lot of non-music content recently on this channel. And so just to say thank you for you guys still being here. I want to really give you something that I think is beneficial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just clear the slate completely. And I'm just going to start a new project. And then we're going to go and we're going to build it. We're going to build it from the ground up using some of the stuff that I did on Modboss episodes 1 through 4. But then I'll show you some other techniques that I use. Now, I'm not like, I haven't been doing this for a long time. I just have the time on my hands that most people do not have to do this. So yes, there's people that have been doing this way, way longer than me. But I'm making up ground because I can do this 50, 60 hours a week, which is what I do. So other people don't have this luxury. I think that it's a way I can, contribute because other people don't have the time to learn like I have the time to learn. So let's go ahead and get into it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up some samples and I'm going to create synthesizers. I'm going to create patches out of these samples. Now, if you would please make sure that you do like the video. A lot of people come, a lot of people hang out, and they go into the live chat. But I end up going and I'm seeing that everybody had a good time, but there's no feedback for me, So let me go and just pull this thing up, make sure I got access to that. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to go into, first of all, I've got, maybe I should talk a little bit about the way I have things set up. So first of all, the MPC is using Ableton Link. You can see Ableton Link. It's here. So Ableton Link is connected to the computer. And if I pull up, switching a different source here. Hey, what up, Luce? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. All right, so let me go up over here. Thanks. Yes, the mod father. All right, so you can see right here. I think you can see it unless I've got it cropped. Let me uncrop this thing. All right, and oh, it's not cropped, it's stretched. Let me see, can you see that? You cannot. Okay, so I do need to fix that. Okay, let me unzoom it a little. All right, there we go. Okay, so now you got your Ableton Link. So when you enable Ableton Link, you see that where it says 1 right here? That means I've now got a connection. That means I got a solid connection here. So now you can see right here, this is moving across the screen. So that shows you that you're linked. Now what I'm doing with the force is a little bit different. What I'm doing with the force is I'm using the force in live control. So live control is just how you can get your force straight into Ableton. Let me show you. So if I go down here and I just hit menu, you see that right there? If I hit this, what it's going to do is it's going to project what we're seeing here, that one track, onto this screen. There it is. It's that fast. So now we've got all the clip view, just like I do in Ableton. And then I can actually go over here and access the audio tracks, the sends, and all this. So this is very, very, very cool because when you have stuff like in Ableton and you have stuff on the X and stuff, you can export these things as ALS files. So you can actually export them as an Ableton project file. Then once it's on in the project, then you can, if you've got 10 tracks in your Ableton project, you can use your touch screen either on the X, because this also has live control, or the Force to to mix. You can pull up your EQs and your effects and everything right on the Force and use your knobs, doing all the automation and everything. So this is a very efficient workflow, and I haven't really seen a lot of people that are given these types of tutorials. So what I'm going to do first is let me make sure I got I got a couple screens here. So I got to turn this one on real quick so I can see the feed. And I'll pull this over here so I can see the feed from you guys. All right. And let me just look at it real quick. What up, Rocco? Good to see you, bro. Kane. What up, Kane? Okay. Yes. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. So, all right, where am I? Back here. Okay. So I got my session up here. All right. So I've got an Ableton session up in front of me, and this is what it looks like. I already showed you. So we're going to pull up a sample now. And this is going to be a sample thing. I'm going to show you guys how to make your own synth patches out of a sample. So you can take a sample and you can chop it up and you can use it like the classic style, chopping, playing in your pads and then playing, making your drum patterns and whatnot. But you can take your samples one step further and create actual synth patches using your samples, and you can play them. I can show you how to export them, pull them up on your Force, and then actually use the pads on the Force to play the synth patch that you made from your samples. Sounds easy enough, right? So let's do it. All right. I'm going to go in and I'm going to pull up my SD card that's in here. I got an SD card. It's in the front of my X. So I'm just going to look for that real quick. All you do is hit places. And then this is in my I call it big, it's BIG. Oops. No, it's in samples. That's right. Okay. All right. So let me get my samples. I didn't do a test run or dry run or any of that stuff here. This is live. This is real time. So things happen. I'm not going to worry too much about it. We're just going to go. Okay, let's go over here. I hope this isn't too loud. Or at all. Okay, I got to change my output source. Let me change my output source. It's going out to 2. Go out to 1 and 2. And my auditions. Let me change my auditions. Okay. Well, we should be hearing that by now. Oh. It's still sending me out that way. Hold on. Okay. I know that was very loud. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't have my auditioning. What I do is I set up my auditions back here because I don't want all the time my metronome to get into the feed. So I set it up so that my metronome can play on the monitors and not in my headphones. So at times I do have to adjust that stuff. Let me see if that helped. And I'm still not getting sound. Did I unplug something? Hold on. Try the other one. getting any audio? Maybe I unplugged something here. Let me look. Content. I'm not. Oh my God. Here we go. Wow. I'm a smart dude. Boy. Boy, oh boy. I didn't have my feed turned up, guys. All right. That's all it was. All that other stuff was just nonsense. All right. So let's get back over to places where I was. And then, okay. You guys have been around a long time, and, you know, anything you guys want to share with me, please do so. If you don't feel like it's good in this chat, there is a link in the description to the Raw, which is the other channel's Discord. If you want to get in touch with me there and share some beats, share some knowledge, whatever, good with it. Okay, let's audition. So one other thing I'm trying to keep in mind is that the sample challenge is a big inspired, BIG inspired sample challenge. So I'm trying to kind of think in those terms. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, now you got to go into your sample by hitting sample edit, and this is going to be really loud. I can already freaking tell. All right, I'm just going to trim it like this. Let's just do it by regions, and I'll do 64 regions, just in case we want to take it over to the force. Then it'll be kind of even. Okay, just convert it. Go. So we should be good now. See where that, there it is. So program edit, samples, zoom, start and end point. All right. What I'm doing is I'm scrolling through to see what I can hear in different points. I don't necessarily look for it on the beat. I just listen. I don't even really look at the waveform, although I do. I'm not looking at it for that. I'm just looking at it as a place of reference. Okay. Another thing you're going to want to do is go back into your sample edit and hit link slices to turn it off. You don't want your link slices on at all when you're doing this type of stuff. Shout out to CX, the producer. Okay, this is gonna not.
Hello. Hello.
Hey,
Hello. Hello. Hello.
hey,
Hello. Hello. Hello.
hey,
Hello.
hey,
Hello.
hey,
Hello.
hey,
Hello.
hey,
Hello.
hey,
Hello. Hello.
hey,
Hello.
hey, hey, what?
Hello.
Okay.
Hey,
Hello.
Usually, what I do
hey, what?
once I find. I gotta find a spot where there's no drums for at least a bar. Right there. Okay, I'm gonna go back in to my zoomed in. Yeah, I'm kind of zoomed in. All right, I'm gonna go back into my LFO modulation section. I'm gonna turn the notes on. So just for this pad. So now when I go back in to my sample, I can now lock it in as a loop. Now what I'm going to do is drop the semitones down. Okay. I'm warping it a little. I want to hear what I'm going to load up a drum real quick. I'm going to load up something, one of the kits that I made, and let's go this one. And do I have it muted or something? Why am I not hearing it? It's so quiet. Oh, I gotta turn it up, I guess. Let's see. Is it? Ooh. That's a very, very quiet. I gotta turn this thing up. I don't want to destroy the stream. This is so quiet in my ears. I don't know if it really is quiet or not. I think my voice might be too loud. Try that. Ooh, that's better. Ooh, that's way too loud now. All right. Turn the volume down. Okay. So metronome. My time correcting is off, but my metronome is on for the moment. We'll probably adjust this at some point. Okay. I think one of these is jacked up. It's fine. That one's in there too. Get rid of that. All right, now let me go back over. Which one was that?
Can I stay home as I take fall out?
It's still too loud, isn't it? Okay, I'm putting a high pass filter on this because we've got too much low end and it's not going to handle, it can't be that much. It's going to get too muddy too quick. So let me put a high pass filter on it and that'll take off the bottom end. Okay, there's a little clipping in it that you can hear. So I'm going to take some of that out just by, whoops, wrong one. Just by zooming it in. It might be the cycling. Let's try a different cycle. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go in to the modulation again. I'm gonna check the stream. What up, RD? See you, bro. I'm gonna go back into the modulation now. Okay. This area here is where you can add a little more movement to your synth patch. You know, we haven't done anything except for go to 16 levels with this. That's it. That's all we've done so far. But first thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to extend the release point. So right now you can hear we're just hitting it once. If you want to extend that out, you can either hold it and play it like that, or you can adjust the envelope. So take the release time. Opposite as well with the attack. All right, so now I'm going to go and adjust some of this stuff in here. I'm going to zoom it in a little bit more, and I'm going to show, I'll go over to this one. I'm going to put this on scene number 5, and I'm going to zoom it way in. Whoa. Oh, shit. That's way over here. My face. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. I guess there's a use for that. I didn't mean to do that. Let me try this one then. Let me go back over here. Wow, that was pretty damn. Okay, that's E. So let me go here. I just want you to be able to see what I'm adjusting in here, because there's some guys that don't understand this, how this area really works. So I just want to show that. Okay. All right, cool. So I'm going to adjust these and you'll see what happens. I'm going to first adjust the filter. Actually, no. I'm going to go to the pitch first. It's on 5. And now I'm going to do the filter. So you're not hearing anything different with the filter because I haven't activated the filter yet. So let's go back over here, make sure that's on filter. Now you can hear it, right? You can even bring it down. Now we're getting some movement. Now let's sync it to the beat. Amp. into the effects. Actually, I'm gonna just put an effect on this single pad because I don't want to affect everything else. So we're just gonna put an effect just on this pad. Okay. Go into the pads, inserts. I'm just gonna put a. I'm gonna try a reverb. Dynamic delay. They don't all work, so you got to kind of experiment. There's no perfect way. You find your pad mixer right here on an X. All right. Let's adjust it. Take the pre-delay out. Actually, I like that. All right. I'm going to load in the same program. Okay, now we're going to find something else. Hold on. Okay, right now, this program is set to be a mono program because it's a drum program. You can see right here when you look into your settings, the default will always be mono. Right now, I want to play multiple pads at the same time on this drum program, so I need to change that to poly. Poly is under mono, so you turn it to the left, and now you got poly. Turn it to the right, it'll go up by polyphony. So it'll go up to 2 and then 3 and then 4, which just means polyphony just means how many notes can play at once. They're calling a pad a note. So if you have it 2, then you can play 2 pads at once. If you hit the 3rd pad, it won't activate. I'm going to adjust this a little bit more. I just want the ring. Let's make it ring. I want to make this thing really ring. So we're going to make this ring like crazy. So we're just going to turn on the note on again. And we're going to make sure it's right here that it's going to have its loop settings on. And now we got to get rid of the clap sound. Okay, now let's slow it down. try and set the filter envelope, the release time. Turn the filter on. I like this sound, but to me, this is a sound for its own thing. So I'm gonna unlock it. And I'm gonna make it just, I just want it to just be its little ring, you know? That's it. Just gonna make it ring. That's what I was looking for. All right, now what I'm gonna do, I mean, that sounds like a legit phone ringing, right? So try it backwards. It's pretty much perfect. Okay, so all right. All right, we're gonna take this now and we're gonna put the vintage SP1200 effect on this. Let me fix this now because we've got a little bit of, it's moved a little bit, I think, here. Oop, go back this way. There we go. Okay, back it out some. So I'm going to put the 1200 effect, and then I'm going to assign the parameters to control, because the SP1200 vintage effect does not have it doesn't have any, you can't adjust it. There's nothing to adjust. I'll show you. So if you go in to vintage effects, which is all the way at the bottom, and then you pull up your vintage effects, as soon as you click on SP1200 ring, you can go in there and look at it, but that's all you're going to see. That's it. It'll still give you the sound. Hear that? So that's with, that's without. But I want to actually be able to adjust the bit crushing and you know, the stuff that makes that effect very cool. So what you do is you hold down Shift, and then you hit where it says scroll. Yeah. You hit where it says screen control, and now it pulls up your Q-Link bank. Now what I'm going to do is assign some Q-Links for the program. So you hit program, and I know that I put it in insert number 1, correct? Let me make sure. Oops, I actually put it on the pad. So I need to go to pad instead, not program. That's important, because in here, you're going to see there's all kinds of different, there's project, program, pad scene, pad parameter, and then scene. So what I actually need to do is I want to go to program, but I want it to be the pad of the program. See, there's a pad and then there's program. So I'm going to hit pad. I'm going to hit pad first, and then it's number 2. So I'm going to go to pad number 2 and then insert 1. And right there, it says dry. If you can't see that, it says dry. And then that, now it's given me the ability to adjust it here, but I actually don't want to do that there. So let me undo that, because I want it to be up here. So what you do is you tap the knob first. That highlights it, as you can see. And now I'm just going to go pad, and then I'm going to hit insert 1. I'm going to put the dry here. Down here, I'm going to assign the decimator, and then on the third knob, I'm going to assign the bit reduction. So now, oops, I'm sorry, I'm still assigning things here. Hold on. Bit reduction, decimator, dry. Okay. I did put it on that right pad, right? Oh, I turned it off. Okay. Now we're starting to get some potent stuff. So because it's a phone ringing, so what I want to do with this is I want to actually I also want to put a low pass filter on this to go with the ring. You'll hear what it does. It's going to give it a very, very cool sound. It'll give it a very cool effect, because you're going to take out some of the highs, and it's going to leave behind the artifacts of like that, you know, that ring mod. So, which is lo-fi. It's just a thing for lo-fi. Okay. Just trying to find my low pass. I normally just use the regular low pass on here. I don't do anything too special with that. Okay, so now I'm going to adjust it more. Okay. Now, when I go into here and I start messing with the way that this is cycling, so you can get some very interesting things. Remember, we just started with a sample. So I'm going to play along with this, and then I'm going to turn it down after I do it, and it'll just be in the background. So in order to record your automation, you got to make sure that this is highlighted in red, that's in red, and then that this is the way I do it, and then I just overdub, So I'm going to let it play. Okay, let me see if that punched in. Okay, and that's very out of character. You know, it's not, it doesn't fit if you listen to it. That's totally fine. That's what I want. All right. So now I'm going to move on to another track, and then let's find something like a like some sort of vocal. Now, because it's in a poly mode, it's not going to cut it off, but ooh. Hear that? Ooh. That's what I want. And I'm going to make sure that this is on just for the purposes of finding the loop point. I'm going to turn it on. This helps me to find the actual loop point. There we go. Just trying to solo it. When was it? Oh, it was over here, wasn't it? can't remember. Uh-oh. Oh, is this one? All right. Okay, I'm gonna give up on that sample. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a synth note, and then we're going to transfer it over here. We're going to transfer it over to the X. So I'm going to make a synth note. You just do that. You're just needing to extract a waveform is really all you're doing. So we can zoom it in. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom it in. I'm going to find a waveform. Whoops. Let's go with this waveform right here. You just want the beginning of it, the beginning of the waveform, and the end of it. You just want a short piece. What's a cool thing to do too show you. All right, I'll leave it like it is for that. But you can change the cycling so that instead of it just going front to back and then front to back and then front to back, it can go like this, or it can start from the back and go to front. I mean, so if you do this, where it goes side and back and forth, and then when you start messing with the distance between the two starting points, it does some really strange things. Okay, now if I go in here and I change this to a square wave inside of the modulation, and I sync it, okay, let's turn this filter up. Actually, we'll do the amp. When did I solo? Ah. Where was I now? I should be able to remember this now that I have done this 10 times already. Where's my synth part? I'm gonna change this back to freaking poly for a second. I mean mono for a second. Jesus. Found it. Okay. All right. Third bank. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to transfer it over here. So I'm going to save this. How you save this sound. This is pad C. It is C. Oh, 10, I guess. All right, so then you just go in and you're going to see it says save current sample. That's this one right here. So I'm going to hit go ahead, and then I'm going to try. Actually, let me make sure it's the right one. Oh my God. All right. I almost just did something really stupid again. All right. So save current sample. I'm going to send it into this SD card that's right underneath my, right in my X right now. And yeah, I'll just put it right there. That's fine. Doesn't need to be anywhere special. Let's go with F synth. And then we're going to play this. We're going to integrate it into the force. And then it's not done. Let's go. All right, so should be good with that. I'm going to eject it. And I just probably, actually, let me do something first. Let me save this whole thing real quick, because if I don't, I could screw something up. And I've been told, save my work. So I've been warned, if I don't save my work, there'll be problems. All right, so I'm going to call this, I mean, this isn't really sounding big, but this what I would try to throw at big, I guess. All right, so, and I'm going to adjust it. It'll have more of a big vibe here, hopefully. This ringing phone is perfect. It's like a couple different things. Okay, so saved that. All right, so now let me go ahead and eject. I'm going to eject it. You can eject your SD card just by hitting the little arrow. It's like the safe way to do it. I'm going to pop it right in here. I mean, we could have just resampled it straight in and it wouldn't have been a big deal. But we'll just do it like this. All right, so now I'm going to pull up a key group program. Go to the force. We're going to pull up a key group. Bam. Let's go enter the key group by holding shift and hit clip. Hit samples. Now we just need to browse for that sample real quick. So hit browse and then hit places. Just like on the X, it's the same thing. Going into the same exact folder. And F-Synth. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so what happened is I have to extract the sample first, and I actually know that, and I didn't do that. So let's extract this sample. So just go over and hit program edit. Actually, hold on. No, you got to hit sample edit. So hit sample edit and then find your sample. That one. Okay. And now I'm going to hit process and I'm going to extract it as a new sample. I'm going to call this one Force Synth. Since I already called it F-Synth, I don't want to get them confused. Okay, now do it. Now, if I pull that up by hitting up here, hit this folder, and I should be able to locate it. If I hit this, that'll pull up all the samples inside. So this is actually a constructive place. I think a lot of people don't know that this is a constructive place to be, but you can actually find, you know, the samples and stuff that you want. So in that area. So I'm just going to load that one that we just made real quickly into this so that I can more easily pull it in. So I'll put it on this pad right here, and it should be in this right there, Force Synth. Okay, so now it's here. Now I'm going to turn on the note, and I'm going to turn on the loop. Oops, I hit the wrong one, didn't I? Okay, turn on the note, turn on the loop. Okay, now bring that down. It's fine. Doesn't sound exactly like I had it, but it's okay. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to take that note, and now I'm going to save this current sample, and I might call it Force Synth. That's fine. Let me make sure that there isn't one called force synth in this side. Nope, force joints. That's fine. F synth. Good deal. All right, so save that. That should be good to go. Let me just make sure. Yep, okay. Now I'm just going to eject it once again. Eject. Now I should be able to pull this in right here. And the effects that are on the force will really, really make this a beautiful synth, really, to play with. So we'll just do that. And pull up. There it is. Load that one. Okay, now let's go over here. And then we'll just load it in. All right, so for me to play the lower octaves, we need to slow this down. So I'm going to change this. I'm actually going to make this a mono patch. I'll make it 2-note polyphony. It's got a little bit too much velocity sensitivity. Okay, let me see. We haven't even added a single effect yet. So I'm going to go and I'm going to put an effect on. So you've got different ways to put effects on the force. I'm going to go into the mixer. This is the mixer section. You've got a couple different tabs here. So if you want to go into the last tab, there's a bunch of plus buttons. And then you can add in your effects just by hitting the plus button. So let's go with the delay and the reverb. I'm going to put an air reverb on this. I'm going to make it 3 notes. right, check this out. Another thing that we can do is find that sample. Which one was it? Oops, let me go back. And now let's go and try the pad perform. Okay, won't work with 16 levels. So what I'm going to do, I am going to load this in to a key group, and I'm going to show you the pad perform on this because we might be able to play this at exactly like a piano, because this is a very piano-like sound. So let's see. Okay, again, I'm going to take some of the harshness out of it. Okay, go back up on the octave or semitones. Okay, whoops. Okay. Now, let's see what do we get for the pad with the pad perform. Needs to be adjusted. Let me go over to. I know my guy Big Will Beats likes the what is it called? It's called the God. Which one is it? God Keys or something? Let me find it right here. Okay, let's see if we can find something here. I'm going to go up a little bit. Actually, hold on. Tell me that doesn't sound like a piano. It's a little bit wild. Hold on. Which one is it? That one. Wait. Let's try it. All right, let me see. So go back up here. I just wanted to, it's been damn near an hour and a half, so I'm going to get on out of here. I just wanted to check it out. Oh, what's up, Gamma? What's up, RD? Rhythmic Design. Rocco. Oh, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it a lot, actually. I appreciate this a very lot. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, really? Okay. So Rocco, let me okay. Let me put a new one in here. Hold up. Give me a second. I'm gonna put it right in here right now. If you're still here, Rocco, give me 1 second, bro. I guess I could shoot it to you on Facebook if you want, but I'll just put it in here. I didn't know. It probably expired and I didn't know it, so I should have done something about that before, I guess. Okay, here it is. All right, now you can invite and then copy that link. Boom. All right, I copied that. So let me just join the festivities. Is this me? Is that me? No, that's Defender 4. Oh, that was my test. I'm going to drop this in here. Okay, there, link. Oh, that's the one. All right, let me drop this in here. Boom. What up, everybody? Okay, now I can actually look at this. Okay, Kane. What's up, Kane? Kane? Okay. Okay, the lost validation. All right. Oh, nice, bro. He says he's jamming along. That's dope. Okay, and oh, is that Promo? I think Promo's in the house too. What up, Promo? You should mute the sample on the X and just do something with the sample on the Force. All right, cool. I'll do it. I'll mute the sample over here then. The man wants me to mute this sample. So let me mute the sample over here. I think that was it this one? That one? I thought that was pretty banging though. I kind of like that, but I'll do it. All right. So I got, let me turn this back up a little bit. So it doesn't really flow that well. It kind of works as an accent. So if I'm going to use this in any other way, I got to fix it. Make it do something else. Let me take the reverb off. Let me see. I'm going to mute this one too. Oh, it's almost like a dubstep. Switched. we go. Anybody want to turn the sample into dubstep? All right. So, hold on. Okay, I know what I need. I was thinking bass line with this. Let's do this. Let's layer this. Let's put another layer in here. And I'm going to add the same synth. By the way, hold on a second. You still here, Promo? How are things with you, bro? The Promo, if you're still here, bro, how are things over there, man? I haven't heard from you in a while. I know that you're across the water a little ways. Everything good with you, bro? Oh, I see LC. LC's here. Legitimate Crimes. What's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Hope everybody's doing well. Just about to wrap it up, and I got kind of a request to mess with something, so I'm looking for that weird but still dope, you know. It's not everywhere, you know. It's hard to you can find it in everything, but it's just a matter of how much time do you spend. Sometimes it's better just to let it go. I could use that as a riser. Could use that as like a swell or something, maybe. See. That's definitely something. Okay, let me grab my, oh, get in there. Put this on link real quick as well. Should have two things linked. That's the thing with these though. I still don't understand why only one will link at a time. Yeah, see that should be linked, but it's not. So what I'll do is I'll just sync this using the X, which is no big deal. This is just workflow. It is what it is. And now I just got to make sure this is set to MIDI clock in. Boom. Make sure this is sending clock over here and send out MIDI clock. So it should be good. Now it should light up right here, hopefully. Still didn't work. Oh, you know why? I know why. Because I'm sending an in to an in. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now to record the force, it ain't too hard. I don't need a metronome on the force because I've already got a metronome playing in my ears. Now I'm going to adjust it while it plays. All right, so not fully satisfied with this. right. Well, pretty much done effing around over here. But thanks everybody for being here. Appreciate you guys very much. Once again, just please, before you go, just like the video for me. I don't ask for much. I don't ask for cash. I don't ask for subscribers. I just ask if you're here and chilling and hanging out, just at least give me some feedback. If you didn't like it, of course, don't. But I'm going to continue these Modboss episodes. There's some people that are getting valuable information from this kind of thing. So if you have something else that you saw that I did or didn't do and you want to leave it in the comments, I'll make sure to bring that up next time. And I'm going to save this and continue on. This was kind of like part of the building phase. So the next time I'll be building a little bit more, and then maybe I can do some arranging. But I still don't have enough material here. I've got a lot of nice little parts and pieces, but I have like enough for like maybe like 3/4 of a sequence. So I need to get some more material. I need to get back into the sample, find some vocal chops, and just isolate parts of the vocal chops and not manipulate it, just to leave the essence of the sample in this beat somewhere. The initial, there's a vocalist that's singing and stuff. So I do want to pull out some of that and leave it in there untouched. So I'll do all that next time. All right, y'all. Peace, everybody.